Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I'm grateful that you're joining me today. And today I'm going to talk about comparison, comparing yourself to others, right? And jealousy. So today I'm going to break down the system of comparison and I'm going to really call it out for the fake energy that it really is, because it is, you guys. Comparison, really, there's no comparison. So we're going to dive into that and really break that down so you can get out of comparing yourself to others. We're also going to dive into feeling jealous and we're going to clear that out for good as well. Because although these two aren't necessarily completely the same exact energy, I'm going to break each one of them down and give you a different perspective on them so you can move forward with your life. Okay. It's time for us to stop using comparison and jealousy to stop ourselves or make what we're creating bad and wrong. Each one of us is our own unique frequency and vibration. There is no comparison, and there's really truly nothing to be jealous about. And I know a lot of people would say, well, I compare myself, but I'm not really jealous. But the two of them have such a similar energetic structure that I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. So I really want to kind of just talk about both of them today. This is a subject that I haven't quite really, I don't think, dove into a ton on my radio show. And this was a subject that somebody had. Brought up in the group. And I thought this is a great subject to really dive into right now, especially as so many of us are going our own ways, right? We're learning and discovering who we are and the gift that we have to bring to this world. And it's really easy to look at what other people are doing and creating and judge yourself against that, right? So today, I want to really get us out of that and really firmly stand in the awareness that, your unique frequency and vibration is there to guide you into creating your best life. And in creating your best life, there is no comparison, there is no jealousy with others because you're in alignment of who you be. So let's break that down today and really get into that and really allow ourselves to expand beyond the contraction of judging yourself or even judging others and what they're creating. Yeah, let's take a nice deep breath. So let's begin today by expanding out. Let's really get in that bigger viewpoint so we can truly clear these form and structures from our energy, space, and consciousness. So if you've never listened to my radio show before, what we're going to do here is we are going to expand out our beings. Okay, you are a being, you have a body. Your body is within your being is not within your body. So your body is within your being. Your being is this big, huge energy, space, and consciousness, right? When your body dies, you are still energy, space, and consciousness. And within that energy, space, and consciousness is all of the decisions and points of views and belief systems and everything that you've ever decided that is good or bad or right or wrong. And when we're doing this show in particular, what we're doing is we're expanding out into the true space of the being that we be, okay, the infinite being that we be, and then we're looking at all of these viewpoints and points of views and belief systems that we have stored as real and true that probably aren't even real and true for ourselves. A lot of these form and structures and these belief systems and points of views that we have made our own that make up our system of beliefs and points of views and rights and wrongs and goods and bads really are just assimilated from other people's points of views. So most of this information that's within your field, within your energy, space, and consciousness doesn't even belong to you. So when we expand out, we're going to do some energy clearings. And what that's going to help you do is it's going to help you uh, release the place where you're making something right or wrong or good or bad or looping in a concept and it makes you, not have a different choice available to you. One of the things that I think is so important to understand is that many of us are functioning in a lot of solidified points of view, is a lot of places where we have decided something is good or bad or right or wrong. And it's not even our viewpoint. It comes from our parents or the way we were raised or, the culture that we lived in or, all of these places where we have just assimilated, where we've just aligned and agreed with a certain viewpoint without actually really looking at it to see if it's real and true for ourselves. And what happens is when you live in that space, what happens is it really truly stops you from being in alignment of you because you're auto responding in, well, this is how I have to feel about this is how I have to think about this is how I have to, you know um, do this, whatever it is that you're looking at, right? And what happens is when you have enough of those belief systems or points of views or rights and wrongs and goods and bads that really truly don't work for you, your system gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Okay. And one of the things about comparison and comparing yourself to others and jealousy and being jealous of others is it's really built on a not true philosophy. Okay. Because in order to compare yourself to others, in order to be jealous of what someone else is creating, that has to mean that they're better or greater or, more than what you are. And that's not even true. Okay. There really truly is no comparison. I'm getting off topic here. I was actually going to expand first. So let's go back to the expansion real quick, shall we? Let's go ahead and let's expand out first so we can get to those viewpoints, to those places where you have decided that, comparison is the way to make you better, or comparing yourself to others is a good, right, amazing things to do to yourself, or even where you're getting looped back into being jealous of what other people are doing, being creating for themselves. Yeah, so that was a lot of words. So let's go ahead and expand out. So let's take some nice deep breaths. Let's just begin here for a moment. Slow down. I'm really I think maybe I had too many cups of coffee this morning or something because I'm like fast, fast, fast. So let's just take a moment here and let's take some nice deep breaths. Let's slow down. Let's put our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down. Let's go ahead and expand out. So go ahead and make yourself as big as the building that you're in. Go all the way out. Yeah, and all the way down and all the way up. And all you're doing here is expanding out your energy system, okay? Your being, your energy, space, and consciousness, not your body, okay? And let's go ahead and expand out as big as the city that you're in. Go all the way out, all the way down, all the way up. And go ahead and expand out as big as the state that you're in, all the way out, all the way down, all the way up. Nice deep breath. And go ahead and expand out as big as the country that you're in, all the way out, all the way down, and all the way up. Yeah, nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and expand out as big as planet Earth, as big as planet Earth is, all the way out, all the way out, all the way out. And let's go all the way through, making yourself as one with everyone and everything. Yeah, really taking that all in the universe, and the multiverse, multiple universes. And we're going to times that by a million, 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 all the way out to the space of who you be as the infinite being that you be. Yeah, and let's just sit with this for a moment. Let's just allow ourselves to just dance with the molecules of who we be. You are amazing and perfect, just as who you be. If you're feeling heavy and hard and contracted around your life, it's only because you are in frequency and vibration that doesn't belong to you. You are functioning in viewpoint and belief systems that make you feel heavy and hard because they are not in alignment with who you be. Okay, it's so important to understand that If you're struggling with fitting in and feeling heavy and hard and feeling like life is never going to change and that you have no choice, it's only because you are functioning in a lot of polarity in this reality. And again, the polarity is the rights and the wrongs and the goods and the bads. Nice deep breath. Yeah, and let's just vortex this through for a moment. Awesome. We're just going to give ourselves a lot of space here. So today we're going to talk about two very similar concepts, but different concepts at the same time. We're going to talk about comparison and comparing yourself to others, and we're going to talk about jealousy. So, first and foremost, I think it's really important for us to understand that uh, most of the time, when we see something that someone else is creating or being or doing or choosing, and we feel that energy of comparing ourselves to others, comparing what they're creating to what we're creating, or feel that energy of jealousy come up in ourselves, I think it's really important, first and foremost, to understand that. Um, that energy that you're feeling inside of you is not a wrongness, if that makes sense. It's more of, instead of looking at it as um, a wrongness of you, because I feel like that's what we do. We internalize like, oh, I'm not doing that, or theirs is better than mine, or, they're farther ahead than I am, or and it creates that instantaneous heaviness in your body, right? Like when we look at comparing ourselves to others, when we're looking at what other people are doing and how much maybe better we feel like theirs is, or you know, how much greater theirs is, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself. But what happens when you feel that feeling in your body? It instantaneously makes you feel heavy about your own creation. Okay. Number one thing to understand in the energy world is when something makes you feel heavy, it's because you are buying a lie. Okay. It's because you're tangling yourself into something that is not real and true. Now, you might look at it and say, but Jamie, really, this person's creation is better than mine. Okay, but instead of looking at it like this person's creation is better than mine, or they're doing so much greater than I am, look at it and go, what would I like to do that's very similar to what they're doing? Breathe that in for a moment. Do you feel how much lighter that feels? When I say that, I was like, oh, this big breath of fresh air came in. Okay. The thing that we have to understand is anything that you have an awareness about that you would like to create for yourself is a capacity that you're capable and able to create within you. Now, the thing to understand here is, number one, you guys, this world is huge. Okay. There's like 7 billion. I don't know, I always get confused. I know at one point there was like 9 billion. There's at least over 7 billion people on this planet, okay? 7 billion people, a minimum of 7 billion people. I should have looked up that fact before I before I started today's radio show. But there's a lot of people here in this world. And you know what the thing is I'm never going to help all the people on this world in this world. You're never going to help all the people in this world. Okay, I shouldn't even actually say that because that might not be true. If we look at like somebody who's done something really big here in this world, like let's take Tesla, for instance. Okay. Now, um, Tesla has actually created something that's actually revolutionizing the world, right? So I guess it's completely 100% possible, depending on what you're creating, that you could potentially touch most of the people in this world, right? Because I know that there's still places in the world that actually aren't touched by Tesla yet, right? Who hasn't actually revolutionized anything in their area yet. If we look at some of the poverty areas still, right? But what I'm getting at here is what you're here to bring through the world into the world more than likely is going to uh, create something for this world, right? Okay. So none of us are going to create the exact same thing. Like I see a lot of people in the women groups, they're always posting about, I'm scared somebody's going to take my ideas and, how do I protect my information? How do I, make sure that nobody's stealing? And I always say to people, no one is me. No one is me. No one is you. There's not one person here on this planet that is the exact same frequency and vibration that you are. There's nobody on this planet that's the exact same frequency and vibration as I am. Okay. I freely share my tools. And if you've looked at the amount of free content I have, okay, I am not worried or scared someone's going to come in and take from me and recreate what I'm doing, because no one is me. No one is me. Okay, breathe that in for a moment. And in all transparency here, a lot of these tools that I teach are tools that I have taken from other modalities and tweaked because this worked a little bit better for me, or this created a little bit more space. I've done a lot of modalities in my time, and those modalities have brought me to who I am today because they helped me with different parts and pieces and tools that have helped me create who I am today. And you're listening to the show because you're attracted to my frequency and vibration. Okay. So if someone else is doing something similar to me, hey, that's okay. And if their frequency and vibration works better for you than my frequency and vibration does, that's okay too. There's enough. When we look at comparison, we look at jealousy, and we look at a lot of these concepts, it says that there's not enough for people to be a similar energy in this world. Like it has a very lack energy attached to it. It has a very and not that like you're bad and wrong and like full of lack if you compare yourself, but to really look at it in the big picture, you have to acknowledge that this energy of comparison and this energy of jealousy has a lot of lack concepts around it. It says there's not enough for me and you to both exist at the same time. Um, the reality is, again, is there's, billions and billions of people on this planet. Okay. And I'm not trying to reach every single person on this planet. I know that with my tools, I'm going to resonate with my tribe. My tribe is going to take my tools, allow those tools to expand them, allow them to find the core root of who they are. And then when they get the frequency and vibration of who they are, they're going to go on and move on, and they're going to find and relate to their tribe. Breathe that in for a moment. Okay. Not one of us is going to be the absolute energy of exactly everything that one person needs. We're all here learning and shifting and changing. Once we start using comparison and the concepts around judgment, because really to compare yourself to someone else, to um, look at if what they've created is better or worse than what you've created, you have to use a scale of judgment, right? You have to look at the right and the wrong and the good and the bad. And the thing is the work that I do in particular is all about releasing yourself from that structure of right and wrong and good and bad, right? And when we look at comparison, we have to really acknowledge that comparing yourself to others or being jealous of what others are doing, being, or creating is to jump into that system of judgment. Everywhere you're doing that, and everywhere you're stuck looping in that. Let's go all the way down, 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 all the way down. Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Let's just vortex that through for a moment. Whereas everywhere that you're stuck comparing your creations to others, and that right there, and everything, all of that is. And let's go all the way down that, 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 everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Where's anywhere that you feel jealous of what someone else is creating? And that right there. And let's go all the way down that, 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 all the way down that. Nice deep breath. Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Nice deep breath. What if from this point forward, what if from this day forward, you decided instead of comparing yourself to others, instead of being jealous of other people's creations, what if you decided that when you seen something that someone was creating that was super brilliant and super amazing, you asked yourself, how can I create something that is just as brilliant and as amazing as that? And receive. Yeah. What if from this point forward, when you start to feel jealous of what someone else is being doing or creating for their own life, what if you looked at that jealousy as an invocation energy for yourself to create and to be and to choose and to do? What if we could just acknowledge for a moment how very wrong, I don't want to say wrong, but like for me, comparison and jealousy are one of those things where it was like it was built on a false construct. Like being jealous of someone else is really just an invocation of energy that's saying, like, what if instead of jealousy, I guess is what I'm saying, what if instead of jealousy, what if that's actually something where your body is saying to you, hey, I want that too? What if instead of looking at it as jealousy, we acknowledged it for being the real and true energy that it is, instead of saying, oh, I'm jealous of that person, saying, oh, I want to create that too. I want to have that too. I want to choose that too. Here's the thing, you guys. This is a frequency-based universe, okay? So again, when we go to jealousy, right, we go to instantaneous, there's an energy around jealousy that says, I can't have that. Everyone outside of me has that. There's an energy of like distress and like upset within your soul. But if you understand that it's not really truly jealousy that you're feeling, it's an invitation. Your body is telling you, hey, I desire to have that. Your soul is screaming, hey, I want to choose that too. And what if instead of looking at that as bad and wrong and heaviness, we looked at that as the true invitation that it is, that, hey, this is something you want to create. Hey, this is something that you want to do. Hey, this has a lot of frequency and vibration of the things that you want to choose and create for your own life. Everything that doesn't allow that for you. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Let's just vortex that through for a moment. I'm going to say this one more time. There's no such thing as comparing yourself to others, because no one is you. No one is your frequency. No one is your vibration. What if we just tangled? What if really truly this reality had it all wrong and they just tangled this energy of jealous and like made it something that's really not? What if the energy that you've been feeling when you've been feeling jealous of others or comparing yourself to others' creation, what if the energy that you've really been feeling is the energy of invitation that's been saying, hey, I desire to create that too. Hey, I desire to be that too. Hey, I desire to have that for my life too. What if comparing yourself to others or being jealous of other people's creation is a lie? What if it's a lie that you bought as real and true that has continued to tangle you in a heaviness and stop you from creating what you came here to create? Can we give that up now? Can we untangle that right at the core? Can we release and unwind that? Can we really understand and fully jump into the concept that you can have, be, do, and choose anything you desire? Anything. And when you see someone else's creation and it's beautiful and amazing, what if instead of internalizing that what you're doing is wrong, What if you leaned into it and said, I will have that too. I will choose that too. I will create that too. I will soar with a similar energy to that. And I'm not talking about copying someone else's creation in any way, shape, or form, okay? I'm talking about standing in the alignment of you. I'm talking about when you see someone's energy, that what they're creating and it lights your body up and your body says, yes, I will have that too. I'm talking about standing in the alignment of you to create something that, has a similar energy or focus, or oftentimes I look at a lot of people's stuff, okay, and I go to, I'm always looking at, especially the big dogs of this reality, right, the gurus who really have, a huge following, and I'm saying, you know what, I'll have that aspect of their business too. I'll have, that my tribe show up too. I'll have, creation be easy for me too. Oftentimes, because we make comparison to others and jealousy such a wrong energy, really what we're doing is we're internalizing a wrongness of us, right? Instead of understanding that the energy that we're actually feeling is just the invitation of your body going, I will have that, whether it's the confidence that they have, or the organization that they have, or it's the, beautiful website that they have, or it's the way that they speak their words that really resonate with your soul. What if instead of, what if looking at somebody's beautiful website who really speaks to your soul, what if instead of, making you wrong because you feel like your website doesn't, what if you go, hey, I will have how fluid and how amazing and how wonderful their website looks. I will have that for myself too, and my own frequency and vibration, right? I will have that ease in creating things just like they have, because I watch them and the way that they create is fluid and it feels light and free and fun. I will have that too in my business. I will have light and free and fun. Breathe that in for a moment. There is no comparison to who you be. There's no room for jealousy. Jealousy and comparison are built upon lies that you have to compare your creation to somebody else's creation. You have to compare your life to someone else's life, that you have to compare, your car to somebody else's car. It's all just an invitation. When we truly understand that everything in this world is frequency and vibration, you can have anything that you desire for your life. You can live in any energy you want to live in. You can have whatever business or car, or you can have anything that you desire, but first you have to stop making other people's having it wrong for yourself, right? And you have to lean into the energy. And in order to have, a thriving business or a brand new car, or ease in doing something, you have to not make other people having, being, doing that, choosing that wrong. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. You guys, it's time. It's time to lean in. It's time to have all of the yummy, delicious, wonderful things that you desire for your life. And it's time to stop making other people's creations wrong in any way, shape, or form. And I know that wasn't your intention. I totally get that. I know that. But I also know that, like, in order to stop perpetrating a pattern, we have to see the dysfunction within it, right? We have to really receive the dysfunction around it so we can go beyond it. So that's my invitation to you today. Um, uh, yeah, let's just receive for a moment here. Let's just receive, 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 receive. Let's fill our bodies with ease. Let's know that we are powerful creators, capable and able to have anything that we desire with ease. There's room. There's room for all of us here. There's room for all of us to create what we desire. There's room for you to have anything you would like to be, do, and choose. Awesome. So speaking of comparison and jealousy and all of those things, I have just actually finished up. I talked last week about my digital program, Being the Conscious Empath. It's finally in the digital form, and it is ready, you guys, for you to dive in, to really clear out those form and structures, to really learn how to function here as the energetically sensitive person that you be. Take these, this program as a whole is 10 weeks of course information, 11 weeks in total. And essentially, it's going to take you step by step through the conscious empath tools, teach you how to start identifying when you're functioning in paradigms and viewpoints and belief systems that no longer work for your system, so you can clear and move on with your life. And one of the most exciting additions that I'm doing now is people who are being the conscious empath graduates of the program. I am now implementing a program where if you are also a facilitator of energy or emotion or something that benefits my tribe, the energetically sensitive people, right? Those of you who are listening, you can also add a mini master class to the end of Being the Conscious Empath and invite people into your tribe. I feel like, if you are also a facilitator, a change facilitator in any way, shape, or form, and you resonate with my tools and my program, then you absolutely positively can offer a course to those who are resonating with my tools as well. So that's available now, and I just launched. I just had a live program end. I had some amazing people who took that program. I became very close with. I love to learn your guys' story. I love to, doing this program has been just such a joy for me to really be able to connect to people all over the world without doing coaching with you, but to learn your story and to really be able to get to know you and your struggles and really see the big picture of what is sticking you. And now I have the digital program done, and I do still have that Facebook group, so we can still connect. You can still share with me. We have constant shares in there. I want to know, what's sticking you, where are you getting stuck, what's limiting you, and I'm in there. It's a VIP program. It's only exclusively for the people who are taking Being the Conscious Empath program, and that VIP group is really going to give you that connection to me to be able to ask me questions, but also be able to share and shift and change. So I'm super excited about that. The Being the Conscious Empath program is on my website, Jamie, Jamie-Bates, BATES.com. You can go right to the Being the Conscious Empath little tab there. And again, the whole course is dripped out. So it's really taking you through step by step, like I'm doing it live with you. And then you have that live VIP group where 3 days a week I have like a guided share. I want you to be sharing. I want you to be, letting us know where you're struggling, what you're celebrating, what you're grateful for, what you can acknowledge about you. And I'm in there interacting all of the time. So I'm going to help you shift and change and really, truly, again, release yourself from those places that you're functioning in energies and viewpoints and belief systems that no longer work for you, so you can be free at the core of who you are. So you're no longer functioning in weird paradigms like comparison or jealousy or making yourself wrong. Like, it's time to let go of that wrongness and it's time to move on. So again, I just had my first program from a woman. Her name is Jen McKinney. Jen's actually been on my radio show, and she is diving into joy and laughter and how you can use joy and laughter and happiness to really live your best life. So I have Jen's free course in there now, and she is celebrating, and she just has an infectious laugh. And Jen not only does the conscious empath tools, but she also does some NLP. She's got some other coaching tools that she uses. So she is really standing in her by uncovering herself using the conscious empath tools, but really branching out and using other tools that contribute and create more for her as well. So I'm super excited to have Jen McKinney in there and have her free little course in there at the end of Being the Conscious Empath. It's a graduation gift. And if you are a change facilitator as well, and you resonate within the conscious empath tools, take the conscious empath course, interact with me, let me get to know you. And then at the end, once once you've graduated and you're ready and you have your own course, you can put a little master course in there as well. So I have a lot of things going on here. I also still have the Clearing Club, which you can find on my website as well, jamie-bates, BATES.com. That is only $11 a month. You can sign up for that. We do weekly live calls where you can call in. Calls are about 30-45 minutes, and I take one concept and we just really truly dive in. We do a ton of clearing around that subject. Last week, what did we do last week? I can't even remember what we did last week. I know it was right there in front of my head. Now I can't think of it. But every single week we do a different concept, and I really deep dive into those concepts. So if you think, oh gosh, I'm not really sure, that $11 club is a great place to start. Again, it's only $11 a month. It's 111, I think, for the whole year. And basically, we dive in and we do one subject a week. Plus, you get a Facebook group with that as well, where I'm always posting about that subject all week. To really keep you engaged. Oh, sadness, that's what we did. We did sadness. Last week, we cleared out all of the paradigms around that deep core, yucky sadness that we keep getting looped back into. So we did a ton. I do a lot more clearing in those calls. My radio show, I do a little bit of clearing, but you know, it's a fine balance there because I'm not really sure how people are really receiving it completely and fully. So I like to really make sure when I'm doing some deep clearings that I'm really resonating within, helping you to shift and change that. So yeah, so with all of that being said, again, you can find all of the information for everything I'm doing on my website, Jamie, Jamie-Bates, BATES.com, or you can find me on Facebook at The Conscious Empath, my like page, or my group, and join us. And in the group, I have tons and tons and tons of freebies. I'm always interacting in there. I really love to be part of people's worlds, even if it's just that we connect on Facebook. It's really fun for me. So with all of that being said, I hope that this concept helps you a little bit untangle that heavy, hard concept around comparing yourself to others and that concept of jealousy. I hope that you enjoyed today's show, and I will connect to you in the future. Hope you have a great day. Bye.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.